With the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic still ringing in everyone's ears, inevitable questions of what other developers might follow suit have been erupting across the internet. And Final Fantasy XI is a perfect example of a game that many feel needs a throwback to those days of old. After years of level cap raises and party makeup shifts with the trust system, the overall balance and feel of this great MMO is fundamentally shifted. But would changing those rules back with a fresh classic server be all that's needed? So hey guys, it's Hunt4Games, and this discussion has gotten me thinking a bit about how I'd approach Final Fantasy XI if they opened up new servers that played from an earlier state of the game. Back during the era of Promethea maybe, before TP burn parties, where skill chains and magic bursting were still king. Would I level Summoner again, knowing how difficult that process would be? Or would I go for one of the top dogs of the era, now that I've got the benefit of 2020 hindsight? This of course introduces the biggest problem with a classic version of any MMO, and my biggest fear for WoW Classic. No matter how much you revert in terms of leveling speed, enemy strength, and overall difficulty, you can't undo what people have learned. And while this is kind of the fun, it means it still can't ever quite be the same that it was. Who remembers a Red Mage Warrior trying to tank in the dunes, or Dragoon Monk trying to up their jump damage with boosts? While these parties usually went kind of poorly, having the flexibility to try those combos was part of what makes those early stages in any MMO so much fun, especially an MMO like Final Fantasy XI that offers that kind of flexibility. And sometimes it worked. Sometimes you'd have a weird combo that you never would have thought would make sense, and it pulled together perfectly. Inevitably, at some point in an MMO's lifespan, players become a bit set in their ways, often refusing to attempt anything outside of what becomes the accepted norm to a fault. While some of these mindsets are here for a reason, I don't really want to see a White Mage Warrior trying to off-tank. I still get a little sad when people aren't even willing to explore different options. Final Fantasy XI specifically was always so interesting because of how players could work off each other, and finding those combos that worked really well, and sometimes combos that didn't, was a lot of fun. And in some ways, this changes based on how the developers released this kind of product. What if Square Enix went all the way back to the days of Zillart, but left in some quality of life balances such as the Ranger changes, or Beast Pet experience point adjustments that came after? Would players invite a seeking Beastmaster with Jug Pets, or would the years of bias ruin that poor Beast's day? This introduction of the meta or accepted styles of play that are considered to be most effective does kind of drive me nuts in any game, but in a game like Final Fantasy XI where slight differences in overall efficiency can save players hours if not days of time, I can see where it comes from. So if Square Enix released these servers tomorrow, what would they look like? Players now have the benefit of years of experience and a deep understanding of the game end to end from day one. Back when I first started, I picked up Summoner because it looked cool, and now would I pick up Red Mage instead, thinking ahead to all the parties, BCNMs, and story missions ahead of me? Would I have as much excitement about Monk knowing that the Chi Blast setups weren't quite as fun as stories made them out to be? Would players on a fresh server be more willing to try different strategies for content, knowing they no longer can rely on a paladin with Aegis to take the brunt of whatever gets thrown at them? How long would it even take before an Aegis existed on a fresh server? Would people start incorporating unusual strategies with Dragoons subbing mage jobs, or do nothing but fall back on the tried and true techniques that they've known for years? I get the idea that we've cultivated these strategies over years of testing different things, but the fact of the matter is that moving back to a different state of the game that might not be exactly the way it was then, we're not exactly sure what that's going to be like. And for the first time ever, people won't be stuck in the mindset of like a previous patch, they'll be stuck in the mindset of a new 99 era with totally different concepts involved. My point is, what I'll always miss most is just the feeling of wonder and mystery surrounding the game, and my greatest fear is that even if Square Enix does give players exactly what they're asking for, that we as a player base would ruin it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Am I looking at this all the wrong way? Should I embrace the knowledge we've gained through the years and like Marty McFly make the life I always wished I'd had in Final Fantasy XI? Or is this a legitimate problem with communities and MMOs these days that no amount of throwback servers can fix? Thanks for sticking this one out till the end. Keep checking back for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, you should totally think about subscribing. I've got videos coming out twice a week, and if you like this one, there's at least a chance you'll like some of the others that are very similar to this, so live dangerously. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comments and other videos you'd like to see. And finally, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Huntin4Games to keep up with all the latest stuff. See ya.